Hey everyone, Pablo here, and today I come with a spur-of-the-moment decision. I had not intended that this was going to happen, but I sat down after recording a video for my other channel, check it out, medical content. I said, you know what would be cool? I'm just going to do Sanderson book reviews for the rest of February. I'm going to call it SANDERBRUARY. 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 It's a bit difficult. SANDERBRUARY. Why did it happen? I think I looked at my pile of books and I saw the Well of Ascension. Whoops! And this implacable urge to just do Sanderson content for a month arose in me, and I was like, embrace it, we'll do it. And I've got a video prepared for like the culmination of the month. I didn't know it was going to be the culmination, but now it is. Be ready for some epicness. The Well of Ascension, a Mistborn novel, Mistborn 2. And as always, I'll start with character. I still don't like the chemistry between Ellen and Vin. I just think it's not a good romance. I think it's a bit forced. I think it's a bit bland. It's a bit weird the way they interact with each other. Don't get me wrong, the interactions get better in this second book, and at one point I thought they were going to break up because of this interaction. No spoilers though. It is still very interesting how Sanderson puts a spotlight into things like mental health in his characters, and how he doesn't overlook the fact that Vin is the result of a very, very difficult upbringing, and how she's still carrying that aftershock, those sequelae of having that sort of trauma during her childhood, which is nothing but real. It gives the stories a credibility that authors normally overlook. I think I've read or I've heard Sanderson saying that this book was the book that almost finished his career, and I don't think it's because of the character, but I do think that it is the weakest part of the book. Feels at times it feels. I think it's because I come from Stormlight Archive, from reading Rhythm of War and seeing how good Sanderson can be writing characters. But Mistborn is not the best that he has in terms of character work. A good thing that he does going for him is that he doesn't utilize.
What? Don't wobble the camera.
He doesn't utilize characters for as a what's the word? Bloody hell! I forgot the word. No, it's not a plot device, Google. It's a word. MacGuffin. MacGuffin. He doesn't use characters as objects, as MacGuffins, to move the plot along. Like he could use the chondritis, the shape-shifting creature. He doesn't use it just as a plot device to move the narrative. There is some insight into what they're feeling and what like their motives are, and also the motives of the Feruchemist, the lanky tall people. I don't know how he manages to keep all of these layers of different creatures of different races all interconnected, and has the ability to focus just enough, just the right amount of time to give them depth. But he does. He really does. Plot. Okay. I believe I remember I said that plot was the best part of the first book. It is not in this one. At the very top it says, evil has been defeated. Spoiler alert! And now the war begins. I like the plot. I like to see what happens after. You know, when you watch a film and evil is defeated and, you know, everything is nice and rosy and everything goes perfectly. So what happens after? You know, like, yeah, Harry Potter killed Voldemort. Like, so then what? Not that stupid clip of them old at the end. Like, what happens after? What happens after the evil ruler has been overruled? And I have to say, people might not like this book because of the amount of time that is spent in the politics of it, but I love politics, and I love the political suspense that you can give a story, and the historical fiction side of things. And this book, the struggles that Ellen goes to instate a democratic, free government, is so good. And it demonstrates that fantasy's moving away from this outdated notion that the stories only happen in a medieval, unchanging setting, and that is just so cool. Seeing the intricacies and the complexity of taking a feudal how do you even pronounce that?
Feudal
system and moving into a more representative system, and how the ideas that he has normally collide with the reality, and the benefits of having a tyrannical authoritarian regime versus a regime guided by people. I think I'm spilling a bit into the world building, but there are two lines, there's two things happening in this book. There's Ellen and the plot and the sub-arc of trying to rule the city in a democratic and free way, with the exterior pressure of, no spoilers, with external sources of threats, of danger, that he not only has to deal with the danger within the city, but also the danger outside it. And you know, having to subside, like, revolts, and there are a lot of parallelisms with American history, and how, but this is getting into spoiler territory, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Certain figures stepping down and doing things for democracy to prevail. It's good that this kind of books, this kind of really influential author is instilling this ideas into the minds of young people, and also reminding the not so young people that this is what used to happen. This is what happened in the past. Like, democracies were very, very young, and as we have seen recently, it can be very fragile. So defend it. This is turning into a political rant, and I didn't want to do that. So wrapping up plot, what I'm trying to say is it's not as thrilling and as fast-paced as the first book, because the heist component of things disappears. And I do think that in this book, Sanderson is trying to find his feet with this new world where you don't have a goal-oriented aim, a quest adventure at the end. And it does show that it becomes a bit more meandering, and it does show that it lacks the same sort of drive. But I'm excited to experience the journey before destination. Sorry, I had to do it. Again, the magic system is just astounding. How are you able to craft such a dynamic magic system with such complexity? Like, it's so simple in its conception. Yeah, you drink metals, you burn them, it has effects, and it's like, but in the hands of Sanderson, it becomes so complex and so many different possibilities. It's mad. I'm gonna look fucking crazy in this video. You're gonna have a lot of my crazy eyes in this video. I swear it's just passion. I am not psychotic. One of the other sub-arcs of the story, not the main one, but something that explores more the world building side of things, is I can't remember his name, the Feruchemist, the tall, lanky sidekick, and I can't remember his name, and it's really killing me. Zazed. Him. Yeah, so we see him going into the place where the Inquisitor, like, it's been a while since I've read this book, okay, so it's a lot of finding the things in my memory, but we get to see, we get to learn more about Feruchemi and more about the Cosmere, and things start clicking in your head when you read this kind of things, and it's like, Really good world building. I don't think I need to sell Sanderson's world building a whole lot. Packaging. I'm going to start with the cover of the book. It's really good, and it's quite different from the other ones that I have, which is, you know, a bit nagging in my brain. It's not going to fit when I get an actual proper, when I move to this house and I get an actual, you know, shelf. But I really like it, and I don't know if Vin looks a bit young in this. I don't know if it's an attempt to make him more YA and tap into the YA public, but a marketing technique or not, I think it's a pretty sick cover. In terms of prose, I've already said my opinion, said my piece on Sanderson's style of writing. It is not flowery. It doesn't take you away from the story, and it's his intent to sort of to be transparent, to take you to you know, fully immerse you in the story without it being a barrier between the story in his brain and your brain. Language for him is just a way of extracting that story and put it in your head, and he does that. He does that beautifully. But it is not the thing to focus on this book. I think it's good for the kind of story. It's very it's sort of, it incites action. It's dynamic, and it facilitates the you know, it makes it a page turner. Post-reading sensation. All I can say is that the ending left me a bit confused, and again, it's been a while. I'll watch like a summary video before jumping into the Hero of Ages, which I have here. It was a Christmas present. Yeah, so as I was saying, I'll go ahead and watch a summary because it's a bit rusty in my head. But good. I won't go so far as say immaculate vibes because, you know, it's been a while. But overall, I think it's not as good as Mistborn 1. It is still very, very extremely readable, and you should read it. You should continue the trilogy. And I am really excited to read the both eras of Mistborn this year. Because I can't believe I haven't finished even Era 1. So that's it. That is the video. I hope you liked it. Follow me on every social media. No, actually, just follow me on Twitter, really. The rest are a bit neglected. Like the video if you found it interesting. Subscribe for more book reviews, and more specifically, Sando the Mando Brando reviews in February. And I'll see you in the next one. Sounding like the how can you